everybody, it's Kate the Bluegrass Skeptic. I'm a host over on Unbuckling the Bible Belt. I write for a couple of different blogs. I have one at xchristian.net. It's under the Bluegrass Skeptic as well. You can pretty much just Google the Bluegrass Skeptic, you'll find me. A good friend of mine lives in Nairobi, Kenya. Her name I cannot give away because it would cost her schooling, it would cost her probably her home. It would just be really bad. I actually have to read on her behalf because she tried everything to try and get some privacy, and she just, none. She couldn't even record like a phone video. It was just insane. So I wanted to share with you today an article of hers that I thought was kind of important to share and put out there because we're a huge influence in this country on other countries who have seculars who are currently being oppressed and repressed way more than what we're experiencing. I mean, these folks are losing family. They're going to lose their jobs, freedom, lives for, having lack of faith. And on top of that, she's gay. So in Kenya, that's, wow. That's a heck of a mix to have to try and navigate in life. And she's also young. She's only in her early 20s right now. So she also has to deal with the young impulses of wanting to be open and free and then weigh the consequences of what could possibly happen from doing so. So I wanted to share one or two of her articles today. The first one, it has to do when she realized that she was an atheist. This is one of my favorite ones that she had written because it shows how as a country we do inspire and we should not take for granted our activism because we are looked at by other, countries who do not have the freedoms we have. They're taking notes. Sometimes we confuse them, sometimes we make sense, sometimes we inspire, sometimes we turn them off because it's just not their way of going about it. So this stuff's important. So anyway, here's the next one I wanted to share with you today. And like I said, her name is The Gay Atheist because, again, I can't share it. But if you want to check out her Tumblr, you go to thegayatheist.tumblr.com. And for those who don't know, Tumblr, you do not put an E in there. It's just TUMBLR.com. I had some questions about that, so I wanted to clarify now. So anyway, here's one of the first articles that my friend was really kind to share with us. When I first realized I was an atheist, I never knew there were people like me out there. I thought I was the only one and that Kenyans can't possibly be atheists. I felt alone and I needed someone to talk to. So I searched on Facebook for Kenyan atheists and I found the Free Thinkers Initiative Kenya, a group of free thinkers like myself who aren't afraid to speak their minds like I wanted to do. I joined their debates, but I had to hide it from my mom and father. I didn't want them to find out because I didn't know what they would think of me. And until one day, I just decided to come out and I spoke my mind. And I can tell you, side break from the article here, that did not go over very well. It did not. She still has to be very careful what she does. Hopefully she'll write about that relationship with her parents and what that's like. It's different. So, continuing on though. I enjoy the discussion from Kenyan freethinkers. And I met a ton of new friends who think more or less like me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. That was the platform to speak my mind and learn new things about science and free thought. I realize now that people need to come out in numbers because there's a lot more atheists out there than we think. They just don't know who to talk to. And we're not that well advertised because we're still stigmatized in society. I don't blame the militant atheists for going a step further as far as attacking religion in general. I think they give us the guts that we need because they're doing what we really want to do. But we just can't. We fear losing our family, our jobs, our freedoms. But as soon as we got that platform to speak our minds, I realized we're on our way to a successful organization. Now, I think we're living in an era where all the information is out there in the world, yet people choose to remain ignorant and complacent to religious ideologies, and especially ones that make no sense. The more they hear about us, the more it resonates in their minds that we are a force to be reckoned with, and we are not going to be silenced. We have over 7,000 members on Facebook and about 200,000 Kenyan atheists according to the last census. Just a break from this real quick. That is fantastic that they at least have a census out there that lets them, show which way they go without fear of retribution, I guess, because that could identify them and give them away. To hear those numbers, that's very inspiring. And yes, that is a huge Facebook group, and I just want to encourage everybody to go check them out. I'm a member myself. It's amazing because you get a really good inside view of what's going on in Kenya and also how we affect them, including some of our rogue pastors that like to go over there and influence the laws. It's kind of scary. My friend, she's not just being kind of oppressed by her own Christian ideologies within her country, but also outside country membership. Like, we had that pastor that helped influence the kill the gays law in another African area. Yeah, she has to deal with that in her country as well, which is, it's kind of scary. So please check out the Free Thinkers Kenya initiative on Facebook if you can, so you can be up to date on what's going on and spread the word around. Back to her little article. This is the last bit. Now, we're growing in numbers, and I think we're on the right side of history. I think many atheists will look back at us as heroes who defied the odds and promoted science and free thought. And we're creating the way for our future children and their children. And I love that about her, because she does think that far ahead, and she is so young. And she's not the only one that's doing that. They really want what's better for their country, and they know science is a big step in that direction if they can get rid of the superstition that is really negatively influencing everything about their society right now. Now, she did eventually come out as gay to her mom, and this is something I want to share with you as well, because it really kind of explains how sometimes people can have regrets out there for choices of revealing who they are and the kind of consequences we face. So here we go. It's been 7 years since I came out as a gay atheist to my mom, and one thing's for sure. I never expected things to turn out this way. I admit that I missed the communion with everyone, and how it made me feel when I thought I could fit in. But at the same time, when I was closeted, I wasn't happy. I felt ashamed and the need to hide who I am, because being a gay atheist was an integral part of my overall identity. Most people think that after coming out, you'll be happier, and you know yourself more. But it was different for me, because for the next 2 years after coming out, I was dealing with severe internalized homophobia. I turned to drugs as a crutch, because being a gay atheist in Christian Kenya, that was too hard for some people to fathom, and they would shun me, fight me on every level. As it stands right now, I go to a Christian university, and my workplace is full of devout theists, namely Muslims. I think that looking back at my first day in school, I thought it would be different. I just didn't know how much. And basically, these experiences made me realize how my very existence offends people. That's really heartbreaking. I don't know about you, but it just, right there. Because that's so true at times. Even here in the States, that absolute rejection. And you just have to convince yourself that you're not the one messed up. And it's hard to get rid of that internalization, that internalized homophobia, as she called it. You know, she and I talk frequently about a lot of different things. And I know a big frustration for her, because she's young. You know, you're young. You want to have relationships and that kind of happiness. And she can't even, you know, she might think somebody's gay, or she might know they are, but she still can't approach them. She can't make a remark about, you know, how wonderful their perfume is that day, or how pretty they are. And just idle conversation to kind of help a relationship blossom. Just, it can't happen. She'll lose her job. She'll lose her reputation, and it'll make it difficult even at university later. It's just terrible. So let me continue. I'm sorry. I love this girl to death. I can't tell you enough. I haven't told anyone about my religious views of sexual orientation at school or work, because they discriminate against me based on suspicion alone. And this is true. Like I was saying earlier, if she's out smoking, or if she's cursed or something, if she said some bad word, or if they think she's hitting on someone of the same sex, she'll have people follow her around, taking pictures of her. At school, the whole 9 yards. It's bullying 101. Kind of like what some of the laws are that they want to pass in local schools, where they want kids to report if they see, you know, a transgender going into the bathroom or something. It's like Kenya, it's okay. They encourage people to do that. It's like a morality police it's bullying. It's terrible. It's frustrating. I don't know how she's managed to finish school, but I'm very proud of her. She's doing it. She's passing, and she's doing it. I know that it bothers them, because they love the person they thought I was, which was an idea in their heads and not who I really am. After facing all this homophobia and discrimination, sometimes I wish I never came out. But some of these closeted lesbians in my country marry men to have kids with them and are stuck in loveless marriages. I think about that, and it makes me glad that I did come out, because I cannot live a lie. All my life I've been taught to think I have a problem because I'm different. And it's not that. I realize now that love is love. And I'm proud to become who I am today. And I really hope she gets the opportunity to spread those wings and be openly who she is. Like I said, please check her out. You can catch her in the Free Think Kenya initiative. Again, her website is thegayatheist.tumblr.com. She's out of Kenya. Humorous girl. Loves conversation. Very, very philosophically deep as well. She'll get in there and she'll talk shop with the best of them. So please check her out along with a lot of her other members. Get the word out, because sometimes these groups, they need outside country activist groups and individuals who they can send a mayday to, like, oh my gosh, we've got this bill, can you get the word out? Or so-and-so's in trouble, can you get the word out? Just to try and help protect people. Like I said, I think sometimes we Americans, especially as secular ones, we take it for granted. And I hope that maybe today, after hearing some of these articles that she's shared, check her out, contact her. She can inform you with so much more. And it's a very enlightening experience, and I highly, highly encourage you to do so. Thanks for listening.